All right, hey folks, this is Brent Leary. It's an actually rather nice Friday afternoon here in Atlanta, but it's Friday afternoon. We're coming to the end of a week. Lots of stories, lots of things that we think we're going to bring to your attention. And when I mean we, I'm talking about the folks at Small Biz Trends and a panel of experts. I do mean experts that are going to bounce around a couple of issues, some things that we think are like really important stuff for small businesses, some articles ripped from the headlines. I like just saying that because it feels like I'm Law and Order or something. But ripped from the headlines of Small Business Trends. And before I bring out the total panel, let me introduce to you the gentleman that is bringing this all together to talk about these issues every week. Leland McFarland from Small Business Trends. Leland, how's it going, man?
That's going good. Thanks for hosting this. Really appreciate it.
So this is going to be like a pilot. This is something that we hope to do on a regular basis, but this is the first time we're doing it. So we're going to be kicking the tires around, and maybe some things will work the way we thought. But I'm guessing more things are not going to work the way we thought, based on the crew we've assembled here. But before we bring them on, Leland, anything you want to say about what we're doing?
I just wanted to have a good end of week. Hey, there's some really awesome news that came out, and just a nice place to talk about it and get different opinions on the various stories that are out there from different perspectives too. So not just Small Business Trends perspective, but from others people's perspective, because I don't know everything.
Well, that's the first here. You heard some news there. Leland does not know everything. All right. All right. Anyway, so let's bring on the crew, huh?
Yes, let's.
I'm going to do it in order of attendance. So the first one who showed up, Ramon Ray, Mr. Zone of Genius himself. Hello, sir. How you doing?
What's up? I'm fantastically blessed to be here. Good to be here. What's up, Brent? You and I go way back. What's up, Leland? You and I go way back. Good to be here. I know we're going to have a good time today. Brent, thank you for having me here today.
Wow. Why don't you bring up the energy a little bit, just a little, so we can feel it a little bit more. Yeah?
It's good to be here, Brent.
All right. Next up, I think there's going to be a little bit of energy with this young lady, Evana Taylor. Yes, we all know you from all the things you do with self-marketing.
What's happening in Cleveland?
Oh, wow. Is that the same as what's that, WKRP? No, that was Cincinnati. All right, sorry.
That was Cincinnati.
I don't
Coming
want
to
get
you from tropical Cleveland, Ohio.
tropical.
We rock.
Well, you do have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame there. So
We do.
All right. All right. Last but certainly not least, well, maybe least, I don't know. The one and only, and I'll give him the official intro for him. He is the cold one. He is the bold one. John Colder Ice Lawson.
What's up?
What's up, John? What's up, Evana?
What's up? Are y'all supposed to be the Bud commercial? What's up?
Oh, no. No, that's showing our age, bringing that stuff.
Leland's going to tell us what's up. Nobody fall asleep. I know it's lunchtime if you just ate.
Food coma.
Yeah, nobody's going to fall asleep on this because we got some really interesting stuff to talk about. Let's stay to the script for the time being, but I don't know how long that'll last. So the first story that we have ripped from the headlines, I just like saying that once again, is around PayPal launching Fastlane for faster, simpler guest checkout. Now, let's see. I think I have a quote from the CEO that was a part of the story here. According to PayPal president and CEO Alex Chris, Fastlane significantly reduces the time consumers spend on guest checkout, providing a more seamless experience. This innovation is expected to help businesses drive more sales and improve customer loyalty. I want to go to Mr. E-commerce himself, the cold one, John Lawson, to get your first take on this.
Hey, man, if it makes it faster and I don't have to put in my password, why not? As long as it's secure.
I mean, is it going to make that big a difference?
You know what? In e-commerce, every second makes a difference. Every click makes a difference. And it makes a substantial difference when you put it over and over and over. If it takes 2 clicks, then that's, you know, a 2x multiple. So yeah, anytime you remove friction, it makes a difference.
Anybody
Don't
else
give
got
people time to change their mind.
anybody else want to weigh in on
Yeah,
this?
I think that listen, PayPal's been around for 8 billion years. It's great that they're innovating, and I think that what John said is correct. It's good they did it. It doesn't make it faster, but also I think this is an occasion for a press release. All these companies are going to keep innovating. They already have the next thing they're going to do next week. PayPal announces, you know, AI to make e-commerce go backwards and faster. Whatever they're going to put on there, it's another occasion for them to put a headline. Is my point. It's good, but I think let's remember. Look in the page book from QuickBooks. All the stuff they're doing is to increase stickiness. They don't want to lose customers, but also they want a reason to announce something new. And by the way, shout out to Jr. Bird. Thanks for being here, Jr. Glad you're here. Brent, back to you.
Yeah, JR. I think I know JR. Oh, yeah. Even has got to weigh in. Go ahead.
Oh, Even is here too. Even is here too. Sorry. Didn't say
Sorry, I just got to add the one thing. You know, this is the most exciting story on your list. And so hence I'm going to say, if you are taking PayPal as money on your site, how about putting something on there like fast checkout? So tell your audience on your website that they'll be able to check out faster now, or like you're making it easier. So take PayPal's innovation and make it your own.
You know why I got excited about this story?
Yeah, I'd love to know.
2 letters were not mentioned at all in this story. One was A and the other one was I.
Oh.
It was so refreshing to see a story that did not have AI tattooed, smacked all over it.
Oh,
I applaud PayPal for introducing something that did not have AI, because some people say they have AI, introduce something that does not have AI. They actually introduce something that doesn't, and we're interested enough to talk about it here on the show. Even
I'm just waiting for them to come out or not come out with dynamic pricing, some kind of dynamic service charge, so that, you know,
like what Wendy's they came out with the idea of dynamic pricing based off of
Kroger's
time
been
when
doing
you
it.
Yeah, and that's
Kroger's
not
been doing
that's,
it now
that's
forever.
Not, I hate it.
Hate it.
Why, John?
Hate
Why do
it.
you hate it? Catch me up. Why do you hate it, John?
Because it actually, and you know, it can be misused, and it can actually turn it into, you know, having pricing that can be unfairly distributed to certain demographics.
Sounds good to me. Like people from certain zip codes get charged higher. People from other zip codes get
exactly. Now,
less.
if you ever notice this, and you know, I mean, put
Yeah.
me in here. If you put me in here, I'm gonna tell the truth. If you ever notice, gas is always higher in the hood than it is in the city. You ever notice that?
Is that because some markets you go to get
And
products, you also get different kind of prices for those products?
Just saying. I don't know, but if we have this,
Prices on the iPhone
can be higher, right? Because they will know.
If you search on an iPhone, your price is going to be higher.
Look, we're kind of already used to these things anyway. Because when's the last time you shopped for a ticket on an airplane? You could get a price 5 minutes later. You do the same thing and you get a different price.
And what's that price? That hotel commercial where they're talking about they sell the last room every day.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's crazy out here.
So
I think
you just see it in other.
It's to make money.
Let me ask you guys
Exactly.
this. Do these things that are getting introduced by PayPal, could they lead to this dynamic pricing, which would then be maybe not as a positive as we look at the initial thing that we're talking about around it?
Well, Brent, you can already do dynamic pricing, not based on, zip code and all that, but just based on e-commerce backend, correct? These customers that do this mash up, feed them at one price. So I think there's the equitable way of doing it not because of race or gender and all that, but saying she bought more, give her a cheaper price. That you can already do, I'm sure. But I think John's talking about the nefarious way.
Well, the nefarious way could also be, now I got to start talking about AI again. You get all that data, it starts doing all that analysis in the background and it says in real time, oh, we got a live one here and we could give individual guy price 1 and individual lady price 2 based on the stuff that goes on in the back room with all the data they have now.
I think that's what Ticketmaster's in trouble for.
No, they're in trouble for a lot more than just that.
A lot more than just that. But yeah,
Right.
man, it's
But Leland, you were going to jump in and say something before even myself and John rudely interrupted you. Leland, what were you going to say?
Well, no, I was going to say dynamic pricing. It occurs on a state level. You got Hawaii and you got Alaska, and it's pricing getting goods to Hawaii, getting goods to Alaska, it costs more money. I could see within certain communities or something like that. Like I live in a rural area where getting certain fruits and vegetables is a lot harder than places that are closer to distribution centers, and so I may be paying a little bit more versus, like corn, which we grow, or potatoes we grow, and it's dirt cheap around here because it just takes 10 minutes or 10 miles to get to me. So I could see pricing based off of metrics like that, or metrics like how much crime or something like that could occur. I know that like Target has to in certain areas has to lock up virtually everything.
Midtown Manhattan.
Sure.
That's crazy.
Damn it, dynamic
or
pricing is
CVS.
the American way. That's what capitalism is all
capitalism.
about.
Well, I mean, I don't
It's
want
about
anybody.
transparency. It's about transparency. I think like the things that Leland was talking about, we can all understand certain things. We all understand demand, and we all understand supply. We all understand additional costs if you want something like yesterday, right? Like immediate delivery. We're all good with that. I think the part that small business owners have to look out for as dynamic pricing or whatever it is, regardless of, or quick pay or whatever. Hello, read the small print. People want transparency, and you can do a lot of these things the old fashioned way. You don't need those dreaded 2 letters AI to make that happen for you.
All right, we beat that one up pretty good.
I think so.
Started. So I'm going off the board. I want to play this little clip and see what sparks from this.
Startups work is because the people work like hell. And I'm sorry to be so blunt, but the fact of the matter is if you all leave the university and go found a company, you're not going to let people work from home and only come in 1 day a week if you want to compete against the other startups.
In the early days of Google, Microsoft was like that.
Exactly. There's a long history of companies winning in a genuinely creative way and really dominating a space and not making this the next transition. And I think that the truth is founders are special. The founders need to be in charge. The founders are difficult to work with. They push people hard. As much as we can dislike Elon's personal behavior, look at what he gets out of people.
All righty. There was a lot going on in that clip. By the way, that was Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google. He thought he was talking to a private audience at Stanford. He found out it was not a private audience when he saw it on YouTube. He started moonwalking better than Michael Jackson ever did, and they took the video down because of it. So remote work and startups, he says, if you want to really be successful, you can't let people work from home because they're lazy. No, he didn't say that, but there's a connotation of what he was saying. But I will open this one up to the floor.
Yeah,
Who wants
Brent.
to talk about this.
I have strong comments. I think sometimes people get in trouble for and have to walk back things that are honest, that are true, but how they said it, how it was taken. So we can get to work from home and all that. Welcome, Jeanette. Welcome again, JR. Glad you're here. But I think that a few things I'll say. One, yeah. So my point is that the people walk back things that may have been right, but how they said it. So that's one. His apology, I think, was genuine, but maybe he wasn't apologizing for what he said. Just, hey, it was taken out of context. Number two, I do think, and I'd be curious, that there's a point to it. I think it's nice and cute to say, let's work 1 day a month, pay everybody $1 million a year, and we'll still be successful. Yeah, that sounds cute and nice. Let's have, coffee for everyone and bean bags and bean balls, whatever it is. I get it. But at some day, I must say, we're all the same. If I'm working harder, if I'm there more in different seasons, I'll probably beat you. So I think that, again, we have to be careful of this I think Wayfair CEO got in trouble for that as well. He said the same thing. I'm going to demand that you all work harder. People push back at that. I don't know. Even John, Leland, Brent, what do y'all think?
I got opinions. And Brent, I have been on a soapbox recently about, and this is all backed by data. Gallup's been measuring it for decades. Engaged employees equal happy customers equal healthy bottom line. And this has been something for quite a while. People don't talk about it. And so I have to say, that the biggest complaint I hear, even in like manufacturing audiences or small business audiences who have fewer employees, who struggle finding employees, who struggle in that area, the struggle is that employees are disengaged. They don't feel they're doing all this work. They are creating what it is that you're selling. I guarantee you those two guys sitting on the having that conversation did not code anything, did not make anything, did not take a customer call, did not place an order.
Sorry.
So you gotta, I think you gotta value the value creators.
Yeah, but I just want to push back on something. I get, and we'll go into a whole other realm here. So, Brent, hold me back if you need to. But even I hear what you're saying, but I hear this from different people in my family. This aspect. One lady said something like, "You business owners, y'all are all selfish and stingy." I know you're not saying that, Ivana, but I want to be very careful, Ivana. I take full credit. I'm the entrepreneur. I put the risk. I did it. I hired the right people, put the team together, and build it. No shame if I didn't mop a floor and I paid you lower rate. So I just want to. I don't know if you're saying that. But
No.
That for me.
Let me just
absolutely no shade
hold
on
on
the
a
risk
second.
taker.
I got to jump in. Let me be very, very clear. Nobody has ever worked harder for my business than I have. I just want to be very clear about that.
Well,
all right.
I probably did.
Yeah, I mean, look, when there was nobody there, I was there. When there was nothing to be there, I started it. So this idea that you're going to work less than me is just not going to fly. If I got to be there every day to open the door, you need to be there every day when I turn that key. I don't understand the problem here. That's A. And then to the other point, I think part of the way people are looking at this, especially, some of the bosses of the world, I think some of that is old school thinking also. When it's like everybody needs to be in the office, it's very old school thinking. I mean, 2030, it's not going to be about an office. Gig work is taking off, and it's becoming more and more and more prevalent. And we're going to have to learn how to deal with a global workforce if you want to be competitive. If you want everybody to live in your stupid city and come to your building, and that's how you're going to be successful, I guarantee you the one person that has a global workforce and knows how to manage that is going to beat you.
Dr. Brian John really has bothered me. She's tickled my fancy here. Let Ivana finish, guys. Let her clarify, please. Dr. Brian, you and I going to have it out in a minute here. I'm just teasing you. Ivana, what did you not finish?
Are you kidding? We're just glad you're here. Thank you for watching.
No, thank you, Dr. Brian. I appreciate that. No, I am in agreement with all of these things. I think, in fact, I want to second exactly what John is saying. This is the new world of work. And I think employee perception is that a lot of this is sort of command and control, because I believe the data has proven it, that these folks have been way more productive at home and happier at home. And I'm back to this: happy employees make happy customers. And happy customers make repeat customers.
You've been to Europe. I mean, those people are way happier. Working 4-day work weeks, getting a whole month off, and having free health care. I don't know what's wrong with Americans. You know what the problem with most Americans are? They haven't traveled enough.
John, so you're saying, but just so I'm understanding, John, where's my seatbelt? You said America. See, you got me so upset, John. You know how to say what I'm saying. You triggered me now. Here's my point, John, is that I get the whole thing about Europe and all this, but America's America. Europe is not America. Would Europe be I guess what I'm trying to say is we have been historically the dominant power. Innovation largely has come from here, that I can tell. Just I'm not a historical buff. So I agree. Europe's Europe. John, see, okay, see, don't do that. Don't do that, John.
No, I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
Let me just be very clear, bro.
Please be clear.
We've been here for 250 years.
Yes.
You go to Europe and see buildings that are 1,000 years old. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah,
I get it.
There's a reason. There's a reason that for all the warts that we have in this country when it comes to the economy, that ours has been the best economy even throughout this, whatever they call the recession. So there's got to be some reason for it. Not to say that it's all everything that we do is great, but there are certain things that go on here that don't go on anywhere else.
I don't think it's because of the work. I don't think it's because of the way.
What is it
we
because
work our
then?
people. I don't know, but I don't think that. Let's put it like this: I don't think the facts support your argument here.
I think the facts support everybody's argument because there's no one direct answer to this. Because the way some companies are working and get successful would be completely miserable for other
Yeah.
companies and would not
Yeah,
work.
that's true.
So
That's
there's
true.
Eric
Depends on what
Schmidt
you're
got
doing.
caught. He got caught telling the truth, his truth, behind a door that he didn't think was ever going to be
Hey,
open.
can I say something
I
about? Can I say one thing about that video? It's sad that that's all they got from that video. That video is like the most amazing conversation,
That might have been, and
and
it's
they
an
and
hour
it's been
long.
taken down.
But the reason that it went viral was because of that.
I know it's sad. It's sad because it got
Hey,
taken
people
down.
like John. It got
It
taken
is,
down because of people like John saying what they said. That's why it got taken
that's
down.
right. You're the reason. Take full responsibility. All right. That was a good one. We went off script on that, and it seemed to have worked. So we're going back on script now.
I never got the script.
Yeah, that's probably good for you.
I
'cause you
emailed
really
it to you.
don't
Yeah, I
do
didn't
that.
open it. I saw
He
it.
doesn't like
10
reading.
minutes ago.
All right. So we're going back on script because this actually, I think, is a sign of the times right now. Apparently, the folks at NFIB had a survey that came out of, I think, around 2,800 plus small business folks that asked them what are they most concerned about. And let's see, I think I have okay. So inflation seems to be the number one thing. Cost of health insurance remains the top chronic issue. Cost of suppliers, inventories ranking second. Cost of fuel and electricity, sixth most. But look at that last one. Interest rates jumped from 56th most important to 13th. People are worried about inflation and we're worried about interest rate. And then we got news this week that said, well, inflation is coming down and the likelihood of interest rates going down has gone up tremendously. So is this all a do about nothing? Should they not have to worry about this stuff? Because it feels like, or it seems like the numbers back up that inflation is becoming less of a risk and the economy is maybe less likely to go into the recession that they've been talking about for 3 years.
So I look at it like this. While inflation is going down, the effects of past inflation are still very prevalent. It takes a bit of time for the economy to catch up to new inflation numbers, for everything to adjust, for products and prices to become normalized. And we're still feeling the effects of past inflation. We're still feeling the effects of high interest rates. And while those will go down and while we'll adjust, it's still going to take a little time. And we're not at a point right now still where the average business owner is able to, they're still feeling that effect. And they'll probably still feel the effect for another 5, maybe even 10 years until everything kind of normalizes and we get back to kind of like where we were before all of this started to happen. So it is still top of mind, even though you're starting to see the numbers go down.
Any other takers?
Yeah, I'll agree. I mean, but I remember Brent, me and you were talking about inflation at one point.
And we'll be talking about that at 5 p.m. today also on our Pass the Mic.
Right. Yeah. But I remember we were talking about in the midst of when we were really moving up very quickly, we were like, what businesses are actually having issues and what businesses are just taking advantage of higher pricing. And I don't think people remember, because, we forget a lot of things. But if you remember coming out of the pandemic, we had a real problem with getting products in to the United States.
Yeah, the whole supply chain was terrible.
The supply chain was really messed up.
Yeah.
And that's what caused some real hyperinflation. And then prices went up. And then we were trying to look and we were like, why are these guys' prices is going up at the same time? Are they trying to take advantage? So, it's going to take a while, just like Leland's saying, it's going to take a minute.
Even though you're shaking your head kind of
I'm
vigorously.
like, so much agreement. This doesn't often happen. So much agreement. I have to speak from the marketing perspective, right? There's two things that come up for me in terms of the way we think about pricing and marketing, right? And one of the things we know is that there's market pricing, which is the price someone is willing to pay. And this is speaking sort of to John's point and to Leland's point, which businesses are taking advantage of the price someone is willing to pay. So, as a woman of a certain age, hair and nails have gone up. But let me just tell you, I will skimp and eat rice, but I will have hair and nails, right? So things are a trade-off, right?
I don't know if that's really
So-
skimping. I like rice. Chipotle's got really good rice.
Well, I'm just, I will skimp in other areas of my life to make sure that I can purchase those things that I think are important. So there is a difference between like cost-driven pricing, right? And then there's the price people are willing to pay. And then the really tough part that I think a lot of our audience and the NFIB audience is getting hit with, because NFIB folks have like 5 to 10 employees. They're like making $350,000 to $500,000 a year. This is like businesses that are not as big as you might think. And one of the things that we're taught is that you should be having a nominal price increase every year, right? And that's like something you need to do. You need to train your audience to go with these price increases. But I can tell you a lot of these businesses have been trying so hard not to have a price increase. Well, because of their customers.
Can we go back to, as more and more technology gets introduced and things that were done manually are now automated? Part of the reason that they get automated is because it drives their costs down. They don't have to pay as much to get stuff done.
But they don't drive the price down.
That's what I'm saying. There's a disconnect between, how technology can drive certain costs down that should keep prices level. They shouldn't make them go up because they're not paying any more overall if they've found technology that allows them to do things at a much cheaper rate or to do way more things at the same rate. But that's why it shouldn't be too far out of line. But like Coda Rice said, during that pandemic, there was gougers all around us. Gougers to the left, gougers to the right. Anytime you want to get a chance to get over on somebody, they do it because once again, it's kind of the American way.
Amen. But Brent, that was great, Brent. The American way. But I think, Brent, to your point, I think it depends on what game you're playing. If it's Amazon, Walmart, whatever, they're using that cost reduction as a competitive edge to also lower their prices. I believe. Again, some of y'all know this better than me. But my point, though, being is that for me, let's say, if I reduce my prices with my speaking fee, which is $25,000 per speaking gig, anybody can pay that right now. Send me a check, wire me a check, PayPal me, whatever. I'll gladly take that. I'll be in a plane tomorrow. And I'll go.
Venmo good?
Venmo's good.
Okay, all right.
But if I lower my cost, I'm still charging the same price or more. So I think of the game we're playing. Bentley.
So let me ask you: did your price go up in the last 5 years?
I'm sure it did. Of course, I sure did. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my price for speaking. My speaking.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, in the last 5 years. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. What?
His costs have gone up.
Wait. Okay, I was going to ask: is it harder to speak now than it was 5 years ago?
John, it is, John. Listen, when I was getting out of the airplane, John, United Airlines 5 years ago, I felt the step was different. This year, when I took the step out of the seat, it was like a 30% increase. It was tough, John. Even the carpet in the hotel, the plushness was different, John.
All right, I got to set up. I got to set the cold one, the bold one up on this one because no, this is going to set you up the right way.
Oh, good.
Unlike you won't be getting this at 5 o'clock. All right, so here we go. You shot me this image.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we talk about what we just talked about in the context of the sellers on Amazon? Because you told me that it's getting harder and harder to make a profit off of for third-party sellers, right? Because of all this.
Right. Because of all the things that we have to pay for Amazon just gouges a lot of the profits from their sellers to get their profits. And it's kind of crazy. So if you just look at where Amazon's making their money, right? So you got the online store and physical store. Then you got the third-party seller flow. Then look next, advertising. Who's paying that advertising?
The sellers.
Exactly. Right? And people don't realize that. So it's like not only so we're paying the advertising that is becoming a whole nother channel flow for them, but it's really coming from the third party sellers on the platform. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Hey, Martin. Good to have you here, Martin. It's always good to see you. The boom and bust cycles. Have you studied Austrian? All right, so I have definitely not studied the Austrian school of economics. Sorry. We'll have to come back to you on that one, Martin. And let's let Jen is saying this is awesome. Smaller business spirits are lifted with this dialogue.
Oh wow,
very nice. Thank you. Is that somebody that's
awesome.
related to one of the panelists? Because that might be why we're getting it. Anyway, all right. So we're at the bottom of the hour, and we wanted to keep this one kind of tight because once again we're doing a pilot. But I'm gonna kind of go off the board again and take an idea that our lovely Ivana Taylor had and give each of you a minute to jump on a soapbox about something that is really getting your attention, maybe in the right way or maybe not in the right way. So we're going to start with Ivana.
Oh my God, what's been getting my attention? You guys know this. I have been noticing, and one of my soapboxes has been market like it's 1999. What I mean by that is that the whole spray and pray thing and digital marketing and all that other kind of stuff, it tricks you into thinking that it's cheaper and better and getting you higher reach. But you got to get back to the basics and the fundamentals because advertising is more expensive. Right now, the cost lead is $18 to $23. That's like an email. That is the price of a non-qualified email. So I've noticed that some of the most successful marketing strategies for me right now have been getting your hands dirty with the data. Do your research, get in there, slow it down, slow down your marketing, slow down your thinking, go back to researching, check your ideal customer, check your offer, do all the things, slow down. So don't get caught up in the excitement of anything digital, anything AI. Slow down. You'll get there faster, as my dad used to say.
I like that because I like Brand Nubian and they had a great song called Slow Down. Just made me think about that. Anyway, great tips, Ivana. Now we'll go to look, Ramon is shaking his head like, come on, you know who Brand Nubian is. Come on, bro. Anyway, Ramon, since you're shaking your head, you get the soapbox next, man.
John can read my facial expressions. Listen, bottom line here, what's getting me really excited, Brent and John and Leland and Ivana, again, thank you for having me here. It's been such a great session, is really identifying and honing in what all of our competitive advantages is. Yes, I've known this before, and this is something John and I have, in one way or another, talked privately about. But what's your competitive advantage? What do you do best? What will you crush at and dominate at better than anybody else? And it could be a soft skill, whatever it is. Maybe you don't, it's hard to find it for some people, but find out what that is. And then find the people who value that at a premium and do together and serve them. That's what's getting me excited. I'm at the age of 51. I'm seeing this more and more, is that let me find out what I do best, what I can do best, match it to somebody who wants it, and we both will soar together. That's what excites me.
Ooh, that's almost like a mic drop.
Exciting.
That's good. By the way, JR, market like it's 1999. We all like that because we all, well, at least some of us like Prince a whole lot. Anyway, the cold one, the bold one, John Coderice Lawson, the soapbox is yours.
I have nothing to say. However,
stop the presses. Wait, that has never happened before. All right, go ahead.
No. But one thing I do want small business owners to really start thinking about is, there's been a lot of hype around AI. And I think the hype is starting to, settle a little bit. And it's time to really start thinking about how you can use AI to help scale your business. Because what you used to have to hire another person for or outsource, those kinds of things, a lot of them you can actually outsource to your AI that will actually work for you 24/7. So start thinking about the tasks that we can have AI handle, that we can help scale our businesses, make it so that we can offer our customers better service, faster and cheaper, and then we will have a competitive advantage. So I think that is where I'm at for the day. And a simple note is I have taken away that Leland is the person to call for my potato and corn savings. I am so on it. I am so on it now.
We went from AI to potato and
Hey
corn.
man, that just it resonated with me.
Pretty interesting segue there. But you brought up Leland, so Leland, soapbox is yours.
It's very interesting because not only do we have potatoes and corn, but the next field over, I live right next to AWS data centers.
Wow.
So, we provide both AI and corn and potatoes. So,
Wow.
The one thing that I am getting a little worried about is, back in when anything is introduced, everyone is out there, and they're trying to put out their own brand. It's like there were back in the days before Reddit took over everything, there were a lot of site sharings, a lot of message boards. It was kind of an open world, and then it all kind of condensed to Reddit. And I'm kind of a little worried that might happen with AI, that we have all of these AIs, everyone's doing it, but then Canva just acquired Leonardo.ai, which is a really good image generation. And so what my worry is that we have all these AIs, they're out there, and then all of a sudden they're going to get condensed. And now we got like 3 companies or 2 companies that are, and you have to use their AI because no one else wants to dabble in AI. That's kind of, I guess, my worry when it comes to AI. And then all of a sudden that AI is attuned to make that company, whoever comes out on top, to keep in and stay in. It's like the cable companies. There's only one cable company for an area, and so you only got one provider. That's kind of one of my worries. My soapbox.
I've lived in the same place for 25 years, and I can only get one cable company. That sucks. Anyway, that wasn't really my soapbox issue, but you kind of got me there. No, my soapbox issue is to come at 5 o'clock today Eastern time, because I will be. See, I've been being rather nice to the Cold One, the Bold One, because it's it's a different kind of show here. But if you want the real deal, 5 p.m. where I get to go back to being mean and yelling at him for being stupid. Well, not stupid. So join us then. But also, we will be back next week, I think. Still in the fine-tuning phases of this show. So thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the folks that joined us. If you have any thoughts or ideas, leave them in the comment section. We are always open to them. And we're actually doing this because we want to not just talk, but engage with you. We want to have this be a conversation that goes on and on and on, way beyond us folks here on the screen. So thanks for taking time to join us. Thanks to Ivana. Ivana, you want to give a shout out to where people can find you?
Absolutely. Come on over to DIYmarketers.com. Ask your marketing questions. Ivana at DIYmarketers.com.
Awesome. Mr. Ray, it's like pick a place that you want them to go.
Absolutely. Again, thanks for having me. It's been fun to be here, everybody. But check us out at zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com. We want to be acquired by smallbiztrends.com for millions of dollars a day. And I go live at 7 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday, live, The Rundown with Ramon. Check us out across all platforms. And I will tag, if I may, Brent, John Lawson.
Awesome. And of course, right there, just look that word up, Cold or Ice, you'll find me. Thanks for having me. This has been awesome.
All right, Leland, any last thoughts?
It was great. I enjoyed all of your guys' opinions. It was fun just chatting with you.
And on that note, though, we will go away for a week and come back, and we'll still be piddling around with this show. But I think we're all excited about it, and we're really happy that the folks who joined us joined right in. They actually did join us, so we look forward to more of that. So have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.